If you've been scrolling through endless projector lists, watching side-by-side videos, and still can't tell whether a 4K model actually gives you that cinema feel without breaking the bank, this review is going to clear things up. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last few weeks setting up the LG CineBeam UHD 4K projector in a spare bedroom, testing it with everything from Netflix documentaries to fast-paced shooters. And I'm ready to break down what that experience really looks like for a typical household. First off, let's talk about the kind of room this projector thrives in. The CineBeam is designed around a dedicated home theater space, a darkened room, a decent-sized screen or a smooth white wall, and a little patience for placement. The hybrid light source 1 laser plus 2 LEDs means the image stays bright enough to look punchy in a dim environment, but you'll still notice a dip in vibrancy if you try to watch in a sunlit living room. That's not a flaw so much as a reminder that 4K projectors, even with laser assistance, still need controlled lighting to let the HDR10 dynamic tone mapping really shine. What really sets this model apart is the lens shift and zoom mechanism. In my setup, the projector sat about 3 feet from the wall because the room's layout didn't allow a long throw. Thanks to the vertical and horizontal lens shift, I could move the image up and down without having to mount the unit on the ceiling or tilt the whole thing. The 1.2 zoom let me fine-tune the screen size to about 100 inches without losing focus, which is a huge convenience if you're dealing with limited ceiling height or a fixed throw distance. Most first-time buyers end up buying a pricey ceiling mount just to get the image centered. With the CineBeam, you can often avoid that extra expense. HDR performance is another area where the CineBeam shows its strengths. The projector supports HDR10 and uses dynamic tone mapping to adjust brightness and contrast on a frame-by-frame basis. When I watched a nature documentary filmed in 4K HDR, the colors felt vivid but not oversaturated, and the dark scenes retained detail without crushing shadows. This is the kind of subtle picture handling that makes a difference in a home theater, especially if you're using a high-gain screen that already boosts brightness. For gamers, the low input lag mode paired with HDR gave a smoother, more immersive experience, though you'll need a gaming console that outputs 4K HDR to see the full benefit. Now, let's get practical. The projector's built-in speakers are adequate for a quick movie night, but anyone serious about audio will want an external soundbar, or AVR. The fan noise is noticeable if you sit right up against the screen, about 32 dB on the highest setting, but it drops to a background hum once you raise the screen height, or add some acoustic treatment. That's a typical trade-off for a projector with a laser LED light source. You get longer lifespan and consistent brightness, but the cooling system isn't silent. One hidden cost is the screen itself. The CineBeam projects a sharp 4K image, but on a plain painted wall you'll lose a bit of contrast compared to a proper projection screen, with a gain of 1.0 to 1.2. In my tests, a decent budget screen improved perceived brightness by roughly 15% and kept the blacks deeper, which makes HDR scenes feel more cinematic. If you're planning to use the projector for everyday TV and movies, budgeting for a screen is something to keep in mind. Who should consider this projector? If you already have a room you can darken, a desire for true 4K resolution, and you're comfortable setting up a throw distance and screen, the CineBeam offers a solid balance of picture quality and flexibility. It's especially appealing to families who binge-watch series in high definition, gamers who want a large, low-lag canvas, and cinephiles who appreciate the filmmaker mode setting that strips away post-processing to present the content as intended. The lens shift and zoom mean you won't need a custom mount, which keeps the overall install cost reasonable for a dedicated space. Who might skip it? If your primary viewing area is a bright living room with large windows, a TV, or a short-throw projector with higher lumen output will likely serve you better. Renters who can't drill holes or mount a ceiling bracket might also find the placement demands a bit restrictive. And if you're hunting for a portable projector to take on trips, the CineBeam size and the need for a proper screen make it less suitable, there are smaller, battery-powered options that, while lacking 4K, deliver more flexibility for on-the-go use. The value proposition of the CineBeam comes from its combination of true 4K resolution, a flexible lens system, and a hybrid laser LED source that promises longer life than a traditional lamp. You're not paying for an over-engineered laser projector with 3,500 lumens you'll never use. Instead, you get enough brightness for a dark room, consistent color accuracy, and the ability to fine-tune the image without